Tactical Thursday shop talk, everybody. Whoa. It's hot out there. It really is. I just got done. I started off, I was throwing this like for old time's sake. This is the first Holtzman Gorilla survival knife that I bought. It's the mid-size. I'm not quite sure if it's the lava line or whatever. I had customized it, blacked it out. They have a, I did overhead video of my Holtzman Gorilla, so you can check it out. Anyway, I customized the sheath and all this. This is the one that I actually used in several storms and prepping my house here, and also used it at work. 1095 high carbon steel. So I just spent, I probably did about 60 throws of this out there. I didn't video it. I just went out there and started doing, I started to do a fire starting, but it's just way too hot. You know, I'm just not in the mood for it. What's that right there? Oh, that's something else. Okay, so that's the mid-size that I got. I did throw this in video because I'm not sure if I ever videoed doing this one, throwing this one. But this is one I was long awaited for. And this is the Holtzman Gorilla Warthog. Okay, I'll show you a couple things that somebody that has it might look different. What it is it comes with a check lock. And of course I put my nylon belt loop on there. I'm telling you, I use these off of cold steel. The knives that I don't carry, the cold steel knives that are way too big to carry around town or whatever, I just put a tech lock on those and take the nylon belt loop, and they just fit a lot of brands. This is one of them. So I did my treading on the G10 scales. Now this one is a D2 steel. His other ones I got are high carbon. Okay, it's D2 steel, black finish, sharp. And when I threw this today, you'll see this thing went deep and it has that thunk. Okay, it's quite heavy. This is the Warthog. And here's the striker. It's very cool setup on all his knives. Isn't that cool? And I would start a fire with it. I've done a video in the past with it, and there's the ferro rod. I never did really use this in any situation like I did the other two. I might show you that other one, but I will. As soon as he released the blackout, I had to have it. It's an excellent knife, survival knife, bushcraft knife. This is D2 steel. Now, I did do an overhead video of this, but I'll show you guys a real quick one. This is the Beast Holtzman Gorilla. I got this one. There's the striker rod. There's that orange or red liners that my other one had that I blacked out. G10 scales, nice grip. This is a heavy boy. Got your ferro rod, and I put an SE pouch on there. This is 1095 high carbon steel, well used. Yep, another one that I used in storm prep at work and at home. Okay, I've done a lot of chopping with this. I've even thrown this. This tears up my board. Now inside this pouch, this is pretty cool. Inside this pouch, I thought, what a cool thing to keep. Inside this pouch, I put a multi-tool in there, and this happens to be the Holtzman Gorilla multi-tool. So that's a pretty cool thing to have, I believe, in a survival knife, bushcraft knife, whatever. I got the fire starter in ferro rod right here, the fire striker. I put a multi-tool in there. This is hurricane ready. This is 1095 high carbon steel, very heavy, serious knife. Now all these that I'm showing you are still available. You get them on Amazon. Now I think the very first one I bought, that one I showed you first, I bought this online. And then I joined his VIP club, which I won a few raffles. Got a few nice bundles. You get a heads up on what's going to be released. The owner, Nate's fantastic. He asked for everybody's opinion as he's designing these knives. In fact, when he was doing those folders that I had, he wouldn't release them until they were nice and smooth and just perfect for what he wanted, and also asked everybody's opinion. So great company. I think I got that off the website until I realized they're all available on Amazon. And that's the best way to get it, because you get it next day or the second day. You know what I mean? So that's Holtzman Gorilla. I wanted to do that. I have so much respect for the man. He designs them. He's the owner and founder of Holtzman Gorilla. And just a shout out to Nate. He's just a fantastic guy. And I don't think he'll mind the customized that I did on these knives, because I'm using his knife. I just made it more comfortable for me. And it's still the Holtzman Gorilla survival knife all the way. Then I'm going to get these inside because I am sweating bullets right now. I did it, guys. I did my Colt knives collection. Again, I want to say, now this is the one that's Smithville. I did it up close and personal. Smithville, England Colt knife. Just beautiful. I'm going to do up close and personal. This is the Skinner knife. No, this is not a letter opener, and it's not for looks. Although you could use it, you know, in a display. You could use it, I mean. I would use this on a display. It's just too beautiful. Look at the wood. Okay, I keep this in one of my Kempo nut boxes. But these other ones here, guys, I absolutely love. They're brand new in the box. They all are labeled made in USA. And I think I have one here with the old price. This is the Bowie CT1 made in USA. There's the price way back in a cutlery store. Look at that. They do not make Colt knives anymore. That's why I call these vintage, because that's the way they label when you go online and look for these. They're vintage. These knives in the blue box, these were 1990. Okay, this is one of my favorite Bowie knives right here. This is the CT1. Check it out. Yep, I'm going to do it up close and personal again. I don't keep these in the sheath, of course. In the box, brand new. But what happened was, when you read up, it's so interesting. When you read up on it, where's the lid? Oh, it's underneath. They were selling, Colt was selling knives. And they were like USA knives. And then, like all other companies, as far, I guess because of materials, the cost, they ended up going like China, maybe Taiwan, China. They got into some folding knives, even the fixed blade knives. Some of these, you think you're getting the USA ones stamped like these, and they might be China or whatever. So you got to kind of keep your eye out if you're looking into something really valuable, like the USA made ones. But anyway, Colt went bankrupt, and then they came back, reestablished, to get back into the ammo, the firearm stuff, Colt. And they decided that they weren't going to make it. They were out of the knife business. So that's what makes these collectible, and I consider them vintage, especially the Sheffield Skinner knife. This is 1970s. How about that? Okay, so I went to lunch today, took it easy, kind of relaxed inside. That's why I'm sweating bullets. Then I decided to go outside. I wanted to get some throws in, and I ended up throwing the holes from the first one, just doing it. And I thought, you know what, I need a video. And then I thought, I've already videoed this one, so I did the Warthog. So I videoed that, throwing knives. I'll get all that together. Man, when I said this morning, I really do love these, whether you believe it or not, as much as I do my SOG knives. That's how much I fell in love with the Colt knives. You should understand those that you fall in love with the brand, the history of it. That's what I love about it, the history of it. That's why I like SOG. Go back and read the history of the knife, how it all started out. People think it studies it observation group. That's what it stands for, and that's what it was way back in Vietnam. That particular group was the Studies and Observation Group, and the name, they didn't want anything that tagged them to the U.S. The knives that looks like the Bowie 2.0, pretty close. The knives they used were unstamped, unmarked, sterile, out of Japan. They found a maker. I think the first batch was for that group. They made like 12 of them. I think the other knife that was out there was Camilla's and one other one. But anyway, just the history of it is fantastic. It was all for a special operations group. The CIA even got in there. I got the agency CIA knife. I love the history of it. So yeah, this is up there with my SOGs. and just love it. I love collecting them. And if I come across another Colt, I will. I'm very lucky on these in an antique store because the prices are a lot higher than what I paid for. Yep. Okay, I went over the 10-minute mark. I apologize. It's very hot. Hope everybody had a great Thursday. Get some rest. Sog out.